we have been lucky enough to source some really cool little planters. So now the important thing to remember is that they need a good clean, because what happens is you're actually spreading disease onto your new plants. So we need to make sure that these recycled planters are nice and clean. Now the best way to do that, add a little bit of eucalyptus oil or some vinegar, and that's probably the most natural way to make sure they're nice and clean before we go planting them out. So now that we've cleaned all our pots, the biggest thing that we need to think about is drainage. So when we pot up a plant, we need to make sure that the plant can actually drain outside of the pot. That can be hard sometimes because we've sourced this cool pot, but it actually doesn't have any drainage holes. So what to do is then we need to find an insert. You can find them from your neighbours lying around the house. Make sure you give it a good clean as well, and then you plant it up and pop it inside your planter. Now some of them, like this creative little planter, will actually need you to actually cut away an insert to fit. The best way to do this is to actually cut down, Lisa taught me this, cut down and then cut along. So take that off and then cut along. So you're actually just cutting off the parts that you don't actually need. So we've just made ourselves a little insert that fits into the planter, but at the same time, it's still allowing the plant to drain. And so what we actually do is we pot them up, and then when we water, we actually take them out to water, let them drain and pop them back into the planter. So we have another pot. This is like we call a vessel, a vase. This can be a little bit more complicated because again, it has no hole, but it looks good, so we want to use it. So the best idea for this is to find an insert that fits, but you're going to be left with a bit of space. So what we do is we actually grab some wash or some pebbles, and we can pop them in the bottom. And what that will do, a few, it will actually pop our insert higher in the vessel, so you don't actually need as much soil in that pot, and then your plant will actually sit down on that nicely, and you can still take it out to water.